Hello, everybody. Yes, we are live on YouTube for another championship review. Apologies first off, bit all over the place this past week. Didn't manage to get the review or the preview up. Was planning to get that all done this past sort of Thursday and Friday. Lots of things happening, but back here on Sunday night. Now I'm fairly clear for the rest of the week, so should be back to normal. Make yourself known if you are in the feed watching. Bit of a reduced championship program this week. So FA Cup games, we've had the 3-game week, only 7 matches over the weekend. Couple of people catching up Tuesday and Wednesday next week, but then we get back into it properly the following week. Couple of big statement wins to talk about today at the top. Norwich and Sheffield United, big wins over the lesser teams. Looks like it's hotting up there. So let us start with Norwich, and it was Bolton 0, Norwich 4. Obviously Norwich losing in the midweek to Preston, but with Leeds not in action, they really stepped up and absolutely smashed Bolton 4-0 up in Lancashire. Pookie, Steeperman, Buendia 3-0 there at half time. Pookie 23 league goals this season. What a player, what a season. McLean becomes about the 50th Norwich player to miss a penalty this season. They'd already be promoted by now if they'd scored all the penalties they'd missed. It didn't matter a jot because Pookie, that man, again scores to make it 4-0. So, the state of play is Norwich are 2 points clear of Sheffield United. They're also 2 points clear of Leeds, who have an game in hand now. The weird 10-day break, the way it's worked out with the FA Cup. 4 amazing goals, says Dan. Missed 6 out of 7, just weird. Some good goals for Norwich. I think there's a question about that coming up later, so I will talk about those. But good for Norwich that they managed to reset. Preston away is a hard game, and they're in good form. Preston could finish as high as 8th. So Norwich back into it, and the good thing for Norwich as well, they did still make chances in the game against Preston. I just think they didn't defend very well in that game. Nice clash coming up. Norwich v Bristol City next week. Bristol City, their win streak is over in all competitions. They lost in the FA Cup to Wolves today, but in terms of championship, they are the form team, and they'll go to Norwich full of energy, full of confidence. Leitner and Klose are both back, says Toby. Did they both play, or is he talking about the upcoming game? Let me just check on who scored. Oh, so he said, Leitner came on and he's saying Klose's going to be back. Simon says this will be one hell of a game. Should be a good one there. And looking at the rest of Norwich's run, get this one out of the way, looking good. Yeah, Leitner came on, guys. So, yeah, good for Norwich fans that he is back. If you are a Norwich fan as well, 2 more away games out the way, and it's just a matter of kind of ticking them off now, isn't it, when you're in the sort of championship race. Wilf, who is Bristol City, says unlucky today will give Norwich a good game next week from a Bristol City point of view. Closer didn't play. Tribal is a midfield maestro. Well, he might not need to be much longer if Leitner is back. Sam, we're on to the Baggies in 2 games' time, so do stay tuned, my friend. A bit about Bolton. They had a brilliant win in midweek. Neil says Pookie outstanding. I'm sure everybody agrees with that inarguable statement, that one. Bolton had that great win in midweek, so they're still in it despite being absolutely terrible. Ben, thank you Ben, was at the live show last night. Hopefully more of them coming up. They are 3 behind Reading and Rotherham, 5 behind Millwall, but Millwall have those two games in hand. And look out for Millwall now, because they're in the quarterfinals of the Cup, so their fixtures are going to get even worse. Oliver says Bolton are crap. I think possibly they were yesterday. Leitner and Tribal, most likely partnership. That'll be easy. I think Tribal does a good job of suiting the player he's playing with. Norwich have that annoying habit of bouncing back. Door on tour, yes, I did get your mail. I will be there for Forest and Derby, and I will do your preview thing. Look out for that. And subscribe to Door on Tour, another great YouTuber. Right, let's move on to the Blades, because anything Norwich can do, Sheffield United can equal. And this is important. Matt, yes, the live show, we'll have some clips on YouTube in answer to your question there. Bolton, awful, can see Ipswich overtaking them. If you look at the last 20 games, Ipswich, Rotherham and Bolton, there's actually nothing in it. None of those teams have won any games for about 3 months. So we'll come on to Ipswich in a minute. But importantly, if Sheffield United had only won 1-0 against Reading, that's quite a big swing on the goal difference. James says, Reading are the poorest team I've seen at the Lane this season. Blades didn't get out of second gear. And that early goal for Kieran Freeman, really, really helpful there. Jamie says, excellent from the Blades yesterday. Simon says, Blades, awesome. 3 up by half time. Freeman, 2 from Medine. Fleck in the second half deflected. Wilder is really, really shaping this up. The whole YouTube show, the whole live show won't be up on YouTube, Matt. Blades will get top 2, says Hugo. Really rotating now. It was Medine and Hogan. So neither Sharp or McGoldrick, those 2 older guys playing there. Staying on the bench rather. So I think it's good that Medine got on the score sheet. He really does make a difference, but people don't really notice it and they look at the goal stats. And I think it's good that Medine silences the naysayers there. He makes a difference to them. He gives them a different option. They can cross a little bit earlier. You know, they were all tippy-tappy around the edge of the box. Now they've got the option. Retweet that. Resend that one, Joe. That was some fixtures. Good goal from Medine, says Dara. Ben, opinions on DT calling you a B-Tech arrogant. Did he? I don't know. Pookie, 23 goals, Ipswich 25. Yeah, that's a pretty meaningless statistic, Oliver. It's a team game, isn't it? I think you want to look at Norwich's 60 goals rather than against Ipswich's 25. United are impressive, says Dan. I tipped them to go up. They are tied with Leeds on 61 points. Leeds have that game in hand next week. 16th of March, D-Day, Leeds versus Sheffield United. So, good one for Norwich that week. We're in, yes, Benji says, Irene. Dara feels sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. It's all good fun. We love our football, don't we? Reading, like Bolton, great win in midweek. Late one against Blackburn. Rotherham catch up a point, but the Royals still out of the bottom 3 there. Let's go on and talk about West Brom, because they also won, and if they hadn't won, fish tank needs a clean. It's all about the water inside the fish tank, and the water has been changed, I promise. David says, I can see Leeds slipping. John says, have to say Sheffield United surprised me. Thought they would drop off like last season. It's been the transfer business in January is going to ensure, I think, that the Blades don't drop off. And when you look at it for consistency, really Norwich and Sheffield United have been most consistent for the most length of time. Leeds have been brilliant sometimes and then dropped off sometimes. So they've been a bit up and down. And West Brom, it just seems that their star power has got them through. The most actual consistent teams in terms of a team functioning well is Norwich and Sheffield United, although that does not always get promotion. Sometimes the sheer force of those players. Roof out for 4 weeks. Apparently. Interesting. Dara says Gale is a cheat. Well, the EFL agreed with you that Gale is a cheat, so we can say that without being wrong there at all. We'll do the predictions, probably do them on Monday, possibly, I'd imagine. Big win for West Brom, though. They keep in touch. More difficult game than Norwich and Sheffield United, but they hang in there. A couple of great goals in this one as well. Robson Kanu loops the header in. Rodriguez smashes in his 17th goal of the season. West Brom 6 off Norwich on top. That looks a long way back. They do have that game in hand. Looking at second spot more realistically, they play QPR on Tuesday. West Brom need to win. JLH 10, yes I They need to win that one. 2 wins. They've got Sheffield United next weekend. So Norwich and Leeds are going to be looking at that one. And God, that could be a good day for Leeds, couldn't it? Norwich playing Bristol City, West Brom playing Sheffield United, Leeds playing Bolton at the weekend. So it could all swing if those results go to the higher teams, and maybe you get a draw in Sheffield United, West Brom. Could be really, really interesting. Simon agrees with me on consistent teams. Dara says 6 points is a big gap in the Championship. Damn right it is. So similar. QPR West Brom should be, Matt. Yeah, it should be there. Should be at both. Villa terrible. The bed sheets will be out soon. Fixtures are tough for them coming up, says Brom. Hi to Fred on the feed. As well, Villa fizzling out massively now. 9 off the playoffs, and Bristol City have 2 games in hand on them. Not going to happen, is it? Bloody hell, there's some good games to go, says Toby. Anyone's game, indeed. But look at that Norwich run-in. There's a lot of bottom half teams in there. Bradley says Villa will beat Borough, our bogey team, and that game would be at Villa Park as well. Since Jack Grealish limped out of West Brom on December the 7th, when Villa are in great form, 2 wins in 13. And as John mentioned, club that size, pressure builds very, very quickly. Who do I think will be champions, runners-up, playoff winners? God knows. Ask me with 10 games to go, Jake. I would say Leeds have the most experienced manager. Norwich and Sheffield United have the best functioning team. West Brom probably have the best star power. Any of those could get any of those teams over the line. It's between 4, although West Brom need at least 4 points this week, else the games are running out for them. Let's talk about Borough, because they're still in it. I think we've got Bradley in the feed here, the Borough fan as well. Blackburn 0, Borough 1. Assombalonga with the goal. Does that mean Assombalonga is in ahead of Hugill now, and Borough will be forced to play a little bit less direct? Red card for Williams on 45. Obvious goal scoring opportunity there on Fletcher. Borough are hard to play against 11 versus 11. 10 versus 11 not happening there for Blackburn. Borough stay 5th. Borough in quite good form. John Obi Mikel's cheat code. There you go. 7th place and making the gap bigger between 8th. Looks like this will be, yeah, agree with that, Oliver. Watched it on TV, says John. Blackburn looks shocking. So they're nailed on to beat us come Saturday. That's John, the Blues, the Birmingham fan there. Borough in good form, 11 points in 6 games, but these teams above are really, really pushing it on. How good is Mulgrew? Certainly very good on the set plays, but mistake for that bouncy ball for the goal there, Matt, I think. Although I do like Mulgrew. I think midfielder who's come back possibly, but someone will probably correct me in the feed if I'm wrong about that. So they're still in 5th, Borough. Bradley says we had 26 shots. Wow! Christmas comes early for Borough fans there. I hope that's not 5 games worth, Bradley. 14 points out of the top 6. Interesting, it's home games against the lower teams. Dean says Borough not on the same level as Leeds, Sheffield United and Norwich. I think I agree with you on there. Holly Willoughby is looking lovely tonight. Who's Holly Willoughby? I don't look like Holly Willoughby. Wish I did. There we go. Is she on TV or something? Dancing on Ice? I don't know. Blackburn, shocking here. They're taking over Lee Johnson duty. 3 defeats, 4 straight wins, now 4 straight defeats. Interesting. Matt says Will Keane's hair is better than mine. Not having that, Matt. Look, no receding there at all. Will Keane's is receding. He will have a big Francis Rossi by the time he's my age, I tell you. That win for me confirmed the Derby, top 6 is only from Derby upwards. I think I agree with that. 7 from those 6 places. Felix, never. Borough better set up for the playoffs. Maybe, yeah, 2 games they can shithouse their way through those playoffs. Derby, Borough are not going to drop out. Bradley is in the feed as a Borough fan. He agrees they're ahead. They're behind those. Super Lee says I had 26 shots yesterday. I have a hangover. Think on form and positions. It's between 5 teams. It's between 4, isn't it, Simon? I think Will Keane's on fire, says Oliver. Yes, 2 goals for an Ipswich striker. Outstanding. Let's move on. Preston 0, Forest 0. Preston had been in really nice form before this. I think 14 points in 6 before this, and beat Norwich on Wednesday. That's no mean feat this season. So good point for Forest, I think. They're 8th place, 6 points off Bristol City, 2 games in hand for Bristol City. So those people saying in the feed, It's Derby and above for the top 6. Looks like Forest are too far back. They would need a Warnock-esque streak to get in there into the playoffs. And the top 6 are getting together. Do you remember those first streams I was saying, come on, get the points on, get the points on. Matt says Preston for the playoffs, too far back, aren't they? Josh says Blaze to finish top 2. That could well happen. A lot depends on Mr. Bielsa and Leeds. Dara says Forest were robbed. Lolly's goal should have counted. So foul given on the keeper before Lolly puts that one in. You can't touch the goalkeeper. Always gets a foul there. Ben says ref cost us another 2 points. Jake says I think people are overrating Bristol because of their good form. Interesting. So Derby could possibly come back in there. Who's going to be the top goal scorer in the Championship? It's probably going to be Pookie now, because Pookie is going to play every minute for Norwich. Villa are not in good form, so Abraham may drop off. Sharp is probably going to get rested and used in big games now, so he'll get a good total, but I just think Pookie's going to play every minute unless he gets injured. Although Josh says Billy Sharp. I was at Villa for Sharp's hat-trick. He was imperious in terms of I know people will say they're tap-ins, but they're not. It was his movement and his guile to put that hat-trick in. That was a beautiful performance by Sharp. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. Dara says Abraham might win it. True. Henry, top 4 goalkeepers in the Championship. Help me out here, guys. Butland normally comes out at number 1. Adams might have a shout. Good point, says John. Some nice games coming up. Get the goalkeepers in there for whoever asked that one. Carvalho gets 20 minutes, so maybe he might get into O'Neill's plans here. Graben seemingly back in the team. 1 defeat in 4 for Forest, but like everybody is agreeing with on here, they need wins. Lee Camp. Martinez at Reading. I haven't seen Martinez play, so I'll plead the 5th on that. He seems to have come straight into the team and done pretty well. Some clean sheets as well for Reading, although they had 4 put past them. Krull, not sure about that, Toby. Dean Smith for the sack, Matt. Ask me in October, I think. Preston up to 11th. That seems a much better reflection. Raya, Butland, Casilla, Randolph. That sounds like a good shout, Bradley. Pookie to reach 30 goals. It's doable. More chance if you get in the playoffs rather than go straight up. So, yeah, you mentioned Pookie, 23 now. Yeah. On this form, yeah, he's going to do it if he stays injury-free. I can see Preston causing the other top 6 teams trouble, says the mighty Bjorn. Agreed there, especially at Deepdale. Bristol are a good team, says Oliver. Not played top 7 teams. Kelly Roosh, yeah, he seems to have nailed down a first team place. Ben says would love to see Carvalho in the starting 11. It's 4-3-3 though, so no number 10 position for him there. Yeah, I think Preston could get as high as 8th now, so much better reflection. Henderson mentioned there, he's dropped off the past few weeks, those mistakes in the Villa game as well. Maybe he needs to keep off social media a bit, Henderson there, mugged himself off a little bit on there, but certainly good keeper. Henderson probably transferred to a Championship team for a few million in the summer. I would have thought. He's still on Man United's books, there's David De Gea there, so no chance there whatsoever. Nathan Jones is the new Paul Hurst. Josh says, best centre midfielder in the league. We are absolutely spoiled. Norwood, Leitner, Hernandez if he tucks in there. Loads of good centre midfielders. We'll do a team of the year at the end of the season. Those 3 off the top of my head. I'm sure about 20 will come up now that are really good. Calvin Phillips as well. Good player. Jake Livermore. Tons and tons of them. Jackson Irvine a bit further forward as well. Rotherham 2, Wednesday 2. Absolute killer for Rotherham here. 100th minute equaliser. We had one of those Borough versus Leeds. Andy King said, you must be joking. Andy King, probably about 5th choice for Derby in centre midfield there. Bradley Johnson looked alright the other day when I saw him. Best player I've seen live this season, Pablo Hernandez for the second half of Villa Leeds was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Killer for Rotherham, like I said, 100th minute equaliser for Wednesday here. Dominic Iorfa, who would have thunk it? Forestieri gives Wednesday the lead, his first goal since October. Taylor equalises, great assist by Smith on that one. Towell gives them the lead, and then Smith, he misses a clear chance for Rotherham for 3-1, and Iorfa pops up with that goal. Forestieri manages to get himself sent off for over-celebrating and giving a high five there. Not the biggest Forestieri fan, so I will say couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Josh says Pablo Hernandez is the Spanish Mark Duffy. Yes, Mark Duffy in autumn was absolutely brilliant. Jess struggles with the old legs at his age. Poor old Duffy up the front there. Certainly a good player though. As I mentioned, real missed chance for Rotherham. 4 draws in a row. So they're doing the whole thing they were doing in October, drawing all their games. And honestly, the teams down the bottom are so crap that may be enough at some point. Yeah, Waghorn, McGoldrick and Webster, what could have been. Maybe one for Marcus Evans there. Yeah, Rotherham, they need wins, don't they? 1 win in 18 in all competitions. Like I say, Ipswich... John agrees with me. Hernandez is quality, must admit, wonderful player to watch. Yeah, Rotherham, Ipswich and Bolton, just none of them have won any games pretty much since October. Wednesday, trotting along nicely, not a lot of pressure in the post-Lahukai era. They're in 15th. They'll be looking at that big game, the Steel City derby. They'll be looking to get one over on Sheffield United. March the 4th. Would you shave your hair off for Ipswich to stay up? Absolutely not, James Thompson. Last one, Ipswich 1, Stoke 1. Bit of a turgid game at Portman Road. Stoke, horrible goal by Ipswich. Bielkowski and Knudsen getting in a right muddle. Stoke weren't great. Ipswich get the late equaliser from Will Keane. So nice to see Ipswich drawing a couple of games and the team starting to form a little bit now that Lambert's playing the Diamond. Oka says was very flat. It was a bit in the second half, but I think a lot of Ipswich fans like me have stopped looking at the table now and just kind of want to see some improvement, a bit of good football, some goals and some hope for next season, I guess. And if some wins come, then so be it. Matt, Ipswich need wins, not draw. Yeah, I agree. Dean, Stoke having a nightmare of a season. My favourites at the start. They are indeed. Yeah, didn't look a good side at all. John, Stoke down well since Rowett. Odd appointment, looks like grim reading. Yeah, they did still stink of Rowett, John. Very, very, very turgid, I think. Yeah. Ooh, it's dropping out quickly. Right. Let's go to the questions that were in the feed beforehand. Ben says, Forest were unfortunate again, referee's decision. I think we spoke about that. Leather Sandals says Fury was robbed. Was there a boxing? Oh no, the questions are still there, James. That's fine. Fury was robbed. That must be a boxing thing. David says lots of changes. Blades backline and strike partnership rested. Very easy 4-0. Bigger ways coming up. Yeah, I think we agree. Devon says can West Brom sneak automatic? They can. They really need to be more consistent, though. We've said Norwich and Sheffield United have been the most consistent, settled sides. We'll do questions in a minute in the feed, so stay there, Sam. Cliff, is this it for Ipswich? Can you see them going straight up from League One? Yes, and possibly. Dylan says, am I ever going to do match day blogs? I don't know whether I can sit there and be speaking into the camera and give as good an analysis if I'm speaking into camera, so probably not. Worst manager this season for you, Jake, except for Paul Lambert. Worst manager, I think I'm with John there. Rowett with the Stoke squad and the spend should have been much better. Best experienced player in the Championship, says Lucy. Help me out with this one. Best experience, probably Billy Sharp, isn't it? He's 33. Most annoying Sky Sports presenter, is Chris Sutton on Sky Sports? He's rather annoying, isn't he? Simon says the 4 goals Norwich scored, which is the best. I think Pookie's first one, just because one touch, inside, keeper the eyes, did it all so quickly. I think with the second one, most pro football players would back themselves to control that. Great finish, but I would just edge on the first one. Chris Sutton's a legend. He was a very good player, but I'm not sure about his trolly nature. Don Goodman says, John, I think David Prutton's very good on the Sky, isn't he? Any more questions in the feed, let me know. Should get to these games in midweek. It's QPR, West Brom, Derby, Millwall on Tuesday and Wednesday. So if I can get to them, and maybe I won't do a preview and I'll just do those match reviews. Any more questions come up, I will take them. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. You think you'll get a new owner anytime soon in terms of Ipswich? No, I don't think it's going to happen. Bottom three prediction, well, it's got to be, it looks like Reading are going to get out of it. So Ipswich, Rotherham and Bolton. Ben says he will play Marching On Together if we will get... what the words marching on together. I prefer Sky TV. Would I ban Trevor Chalobah from sitting out the box? Yes. Fish tank doesn't need cleaning. It's all right, isn't it? Keep what you're doing. Thanks, Simon. Top 5 players in the Championship: Pablo, Grealish, Phillips, Billy Sharp, Ernel Hernandez. Says Henry. We'll do a video for them. So difficult to call. I've seen some great performances this season. Only going on what I saw, just Hernandez for about 20 minutes was ridiculous. Liam Rossini, yes, he is very good pundit there. Right, thank you everybody for tuning in. Bit shorter today because there was only 7 games and not 12. No Blue Monday podcast tonight. We've already put out on Acast the first part of the live show. Right, thank you everybody for watching. Championship player of the season, depends who goes up. If Sheffield United pip Norwich, it'll be Norwood. If Norwich pip Sheffield United, it'll be Pookie. If Leeds do it, it'll be Hernandez probably. There we go. Any other Norwich games, says Dan? I'm not sure. We'll see how it pans out. Possibly, hopefully I'll get to one. We'll see how we go. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll be back. I'll keep you updated on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Brilliant crowd in here, and we will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.